Dime from Diamond Shine Soap, guys. I'm so glad to have you in the studio today. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two. Step two, step two, step two. All right? Yes. Well, listen, guys. Listen, guys, I'm doing something really different on this video, guys. This video is going to be so... Man, this is going to be life-changing for a lot of people. Like, I've been online, guys, and I've seen people really posting, and they all been saying, you know, why is my candles not selling? They trying everything they possibly can, and that's what this video is going to be about. Why are my candles not selling? Before we get into that, I also want to talk to the new beginners, the people that's just coming in, or the people that already been started, but they just can't get their things up off the ground. On January the 8th, we have I think, what, 20 participants, a WIC session, guys. I made it very inexpensive. I even took down the coaching sessions because we're going to do group style coaching sessions, and they are beginning this month and next month. The one-on-ones are soon to be eliminated because I want to be able to start getting as many candle makers as possible. There are so many people coming into the industry and they need help. So I'm in the description box. I'm going to put that link in there for the January the 8th. Yes, the January 8th session at 9 a.m. 20 participants. People will be asking questions. The last time we did a group Wiccan session, it was so phenomenal. I mean, I was learning stuff. Like, it was just so many people with so many different ideas. So, you know, you do not want to miss it. If you've been struggling with Wicks and you need help, this is the time for you to get on. And then periodically, if you cannot make it, just keep checking my website. I often do these. I mean, I at least once or twice a week, I'm going to start doing these sessions. The group sessions will be the coaching and things like that, guys. You do not want to miss it. Subscribe to this channel, and we are going to let you be the best that you could be this year. Listen, you coming into 2022, you don't want to come into this new year with WIC problems and issues with having sales and things like that. This particular video is going to help you solve all of these issues. We are going to talk about some serious things. People have been experiencing some serious things. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab this little chair. Yes, guys, we're going to grab a chair today, and I'm going to sit down and we're just going to talk. It's just going to be me and you, and let's get right on into it. Okay, guys, so listen. When I first started making candles, I'll never forget, I brought some wonderful things to show you guys. Because not only do I make candles, I do body products as well. Now, I haven't been making my body products in quite some time because I've been so busy with the candles. But this year, I promise to put those things back up on the website. And y'all are so sneaky because y'all be finding that stuff in the back, on the back area, on the back end of my website. I thought I deleted it. If people still ordering, I'm like, how? I deleted it. But look, all is well. You know, I clearance the stuff out, so you know. So I have some labels with me that I'm going to go over, and we can just laugh together. Because when I first started making candles, listen, my eye was all over the place. Like, I was literally doing everything I saw. I was like, okay, I got to order these vessels. I got to order these vessels. Like, recently, I ended up giving to a dear friend 100 or more Flint jars, guys. I had a whole big box. Like, I spent like $300 on Flint jars. Got the Flint jars in the mail from Aztec, and I got them and I used them a few times, and I looked at them and I was like, I don't want these jars. So I had to learn along the way. I was like, I need to dig into who I really am. When I first started, when I was making the straight pour candles, the straight pour candles was good, but it wasn't me. And that's the biggest thing. Like, you have to really tap into who you really are in this industry. If you can tap into who you really are, you can sell that candle just like your personality. Like, just like, you know, if you are, let's say you are, you're into broadcasting and media, and or maybe you're a manager at a store, or maybe you're a supermarket clerk and you're the best clerk that you could be, and you always getting raises and you always getting people to say how good you are, and you're right there and this makes you happy and you don't want to leave. That's where you need to be, you know. Or maybe you're the person who just, you know, you're good at just organizing a house, and everybody else would be like, I ain't about to organize no house. You like, this is good, this is fun, I enjoy organizing. That is where you are. Everybody has a lane, and you have to ride in your lane. Now, one thing I did learn along the way was, it was a Bible scripture that I used, and I implemented that scripture into my business. Without a vision, the people run wild. I had to have a vision for what I really wanted to see. I go into these groups sometimes and I look at these candles and I'm like seeing these people with all 9, 10, 13,000 vessels. I really just start laughing because I'm like, wow. They really don't understand, whenever you have all of this going on, people can see that. People can feel when a business is established. People can feel when a business have their stuff together. It's so important that you always go before people, and when you posting, you look like you have your stuff together. Don't look like you Charmaine or Tony, or Tom or Paul just in your kitchen. Make sure that when you do it in excellence. You do it in the best way that you can. You get a good backdrop. Lately I've been seeing people using a lot of carpets and stuff like that, and I'm like, no, you can't just, you have to make sure that you take your time and you really sit. I used to sit on Pinterest all night long, and I would just scroll through the pictures, just scrolling, just going through stuff, just looking at stuff, just kept doing this over and over. I would do this all night long. I would literally be on my phone to 3 o'clock in the morning. And that is another thing. I invested in a good phone. I was like, I did not want to spend money on a phone because I'm the type of person that don't get a phone that's we're just going to pay this every month. I have to go out and just buy it straight up front. And I was like, I don't want to spend money on a phone, but I knew I needed good pictures because photography is everything. So if you got a little busty old Android phone, that is just not going to get it. If you're just up there putting a little ring light up there just to take your pictures, that is not going to get it. So if you're wondering why your things are not selling, these are some of the reasons why your things are not selling. Okay, so this is me. This is what I did. I went and made my own little labels, these little ugly labels. I made my own little labels, and you see that little tree. It was just what was the tree? It was called Sugar Cookie Vanilla Candle. What was the tree doing in there? What the tree had to do with Sugar Cookie Vanilla? And that's what I did. I took and slapped this label on there, and it was just I was just posting all kinds of pictures. I just got to go back and find some of my pictures that I had when I first started out, because y'all would just be cracking up. I was making bubble scoops and stuff like that. So this was my label for my bubble scoops. And it's like, what is this? And I teach you guys how to make and how to create your labels from scratch. I do have a course. I will link it in my description box. I make these courses and stuff very inexpensive. Why? Because I want you to be able to afford it with no problem, okay? I want you to be able to get it without having any issues. I brought some other things in front of me I want to show you guys, so I just want you to stick with me. This is some labels that I had. They were very homemade looking, and that's another thing. People pay attention to those labels. Those labels are so important. You have to, when you're branding, that's something to consider. Some people are, you may not be good at branding, but there are people that are really phenomenal in that area. You could get them to make your labels and pay them some money. I'd rather do that. There are people on Etsy, guys. Etsy. There are so many people on Etsy that sell label templates. That is the best way to go, because those label templates, I'm gonna put it up there. Those label templates are usually about $5. You can go in there, they'll have it already built out. The only thing you have to do is just type in, I'm using warm vanilla sugar or peanut butter or something like that. You just type in what you put, your new fragrance. Every time you do it, you have a consistency and everything looks good. So look, we are laughing at these labels. Now, mind you, this was all on my brand at the same time. Look at that. Look at that. I had green forest look. Then I had this playful kid unicorn. Then I was using this. All of this was all at the same time. But in the beginning, guess what? I did not know any better. And one thing I learned along the way is when you know better, you do better. So it's so important that somebody sit down and tell you these things. Nobody is taking the time out to really talk to you the way I'm talking to you. I am a mentor to how many subscribers I got on here? 4,000 people. I am a mentor mentor to you guys. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, I take my time out and I talk to you guys. If you post in my group, the Dessert Candle group, not Dessert Candle LLC, Dessert Candle group. If you post in my group, guys, I will tell you, like, I will inbox you and say, hey, do you like this kind of label, or do you like that? Hey, this is really covering up the beauty. So guys, I got some goodies right here. I want to show you some goodies. And just the last one, this was my soap labels. I mean, all of this was all on the same line. Like, this stuff was looking crazy, guys. So you have to make sure you have that in order. You cannot be all over the place. You really have to make sure. And this is the reason why people go on Instagram and they're not able to sell their candles and stuff on Instagram. They're not able to sell their stuff on Facebook. People see all of that. They don't want to. Let me tell you something. Before I started making candles, if somebody had a bag, you could be selling some wonderful body butter. But if your packaging suck, your bath salts, sugar scrub, your packaging suck, you already missed the sale. Because you may get a person that got compassion and say, oh, bless her heart. I don't want no bless your heart sale. I want my sales to become, oh, I really like this, so let me buy this. I really like this, so let me buy that. That's what I want my sales to come from. You know, like, oh, that is awesome. Like, you know, I go online sometimes and I see people, they starting their stuff. They'll put like a candle and be like mother's love, breastfeeding candle. And they'll have like a baby holding a baby. And it's called cocoa butter cashmere. And I'm like, man, that is really cool. You know, that's really awesome. Like, and they built a whole brand, and they got a laundry, a washing machine on their candle, and they called it Gain, and everything just looks so perfect. And when that person launched, they sold out of everything. It's nearly impossible to go on Etsy and just sell out on your first week being launched. But when people on Etsy see somebody that's organized, they got their stuff together, because listen, people on Etsy tend to go on Etsy. They don't go to the big brands. They want to support you. They want to support you. That's why they are choosing you. That's why they are coming to you, because they're like, hey, I'd rather support the little business than the big business. Walmart already got the money. BJ's already got the money. Let me support you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they come on there, because they are looking for people just like you. Looking for people. So look, I did something that was really cool, guys. I went ahead and I just made some candles for you guys. I didn't want to make candles because I was trying to post them on my website to sell. I wanted to make candles special for this video. Okay, so this could be for straight poor people, this could be for dessert people, but right here I'm going to cater to the dessert. This is part 1 of the video. I'm going to have another video I'm going to release tomorrow. Okay, so this is now let's say I wanted to start a line and I wanted to call the Happy Teacup. You know, the Happy Teacup. And in this teacup I'm just doing a whole bunch of desserts. And one thing you can look at this and tell, like, once you get this in your hand, you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. You know, it has the nice little tags on it hanging off. You know, everything is organized. Look at the colors. Everything is so beautiful. Somebody would see this online and they'll be like, wow, you know, this is really cool. You know, each candle has something different going on. So when I post these on my website and everybody see my line, they're like, wow, she has a really cool little teacup line. You know, that's really awesome. And each one has something special going on. Like, this one is an apple and it has the syrup on it, has crumbs and things like that, little crumble, and all of them have tags on it. I use the elastic tags, so you can kind of take the tags and you can pull them and stuff like that, you know, and so on and so forth. That tag I didn't even tie right. Forgive me, guys. I got a double knot them, and you could, but when you do them elastic, you can kind of pull on them, and that way when you put them in transit and they're, you know, being shipped and stuff like that, you know, it will stay in place because you used elastic. That one I didn't tie right, but you know, the rest of them tied a little better. Ignore that, okay? All right. So here's another one. I did a cinnamon bun one, and I like basically what I did was I said, you know, I want to launch a brand, and I want it to be called the Mad. Like, you remember the Mad Hatter, the Mad Teacup? I'm gonna call it the Happy Teacup Land or something like that. You know, I went and I put my tags on here and I just did all teacups. I used the same thing. I didn't have like 90 different vessels. I used all teacups and I launched this, okay? And this was the last but not least one. This is my peach one. It smells so good. But when I put it online, you see that it has colors all around it. This is already a attention grabber all by itself, because people gonna see that she didn't just do teacups. Do you see the colors? How I took my time out and made sure like the swirls was going all around it. Like I really took my time out and did something different. That is really what it's about. You can't just make a candle. And you see this, like you see the drizzle and everything on it. You can't just make a candle. You have to put your personality into this candle. You know, these candles are handcrafted by me. Every time I make a candle, everybody is so blown away they are blown away by these candles. And they're like, oh my God, they're so beautiful. Like, you can never do a candle wrong. You know what I do when I make my candles? I sit back and I vision it in my heart. I'm like, you know, what do I want to see? What do I want my candle to look like? You know, and I take that vision that's in my heart and I implement it into my candle. Like when I made those banana pudding candles, I was like, okay, this is what I see. I want in a little tiny bowl. I want this, I want that. And when I made it, it was spectacular because I went from my own heart. I didn't go by somebody else's candles. You know, I didn't go by that person. I went by what was inside of me. You have to dig down to the inside of you. And when you dig down to the inside of you, that's when you have your brand. You don't have your brand when you sitting there looking around and doing this person and copying that person, copying what they doing. That's a all over the place a brand that's just sitting there, you know, looking for sales. You on Facebook posting night and day and nobody want to buy your stuff. And you wonder why, because it does not look like you. I remember one girl who did like aromatherapy. You know, she was like, okay, common peppermint. She made it red and white. You know, lavender, lucky lavender made it, you know, what was it, like a purple and white. Like, this is one of my things right here, like, you know, and I'm going to launch those, but I have to, you know, do a video for that, so I really want to show that right now. But I have like a vision. I have things set up. I was like, okay, rose, common rose, you know, and I put like red going down the side, like, you know, I have a vision. I sat back and I thought this thing out. I was like, I don't want to make them desserts, and this one is what is it, lavender, there's rose, there's lemon. I didn't want to do desserts. I wanted to make a separate line. So this is one of two videos that I'm making. I just really want to get with you guys and help you. I want to help you become better for 2022. So this is a checklist that I want to give you guys. And I want you to go ahead and grab your pen and let me know when you got it. Okay. All right. So number one, make sure that you go to the store and you start buying things that you can use to put your pictures on. Like, you know, go to the store and find, you know, go on Amazon. I can link, I will link it in the description box. It's not Amazon, it's eBay. Because when I take my pictures, people like, you use the iPhone for that? I'm like, yeah, I do have a nice EOS that is very expensive, but I don't use my EOS for everything. I use my wonderful iPhone and I take those pictures and they like, that is your iPhone? Really? The quality is amazing, because I went ahead and I brought lighting, good lighting. So I want you to go ahead on that link in the description and get that lighting. I have studio lighting. A ring light will not capture the shadows. A ring light will not capture, like, you know, give you what you're looking for. It will not bring the full thing, bring lighting to the full thing. So you want to make sure you go on eBay, get you some good lighting. Number two, go to Michael's, go to Hobby Lobby, get some scrapbook paper. Also, it's a thing called replica surfaces. I'll link that in the description box. You can, it's basically, it looks just like a surface, but it's not a surface, it's a replica. So that's another thing. You can get a replica surface and you can basically put your stuff on it and it looks just like it's in the kitchen. It's marble. They got the Subway tile. That's one of the ones that I have. I have the Subway tile and it's by Betsy Bakes or whatever, and it's really inexpensive. I have the marble where I lay it on. I will link that in the description box as well. That's another thing. You put the light on it and you put your product on there. And remember, when you do that, do not crowd up. I watch people, they take pictures for the holiday. They got gifts in a picture. They got cookies in the picture. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out, is like Santa, did he bring the gift, or y'all giving them cookies. Like, what are we doing here? That is not okay. You do not crowd those pictures. As you guys can see, I don't even put props in my pictures. I make my pictures very, very like I want you focusing on the product. You don't need to be focusing on a gift wrap. You don't need to be focusing on Santa Claus cookies. You know what I'm saying? That is not what I want you focusing on. I want you focusing directly in, keening in on the product, guys. I want you keening in on the product. Okay? So that's another thing. The third thing I want you to do is, so we got the replica surface. We got the lighting. We're going on Etsy. Or you going in the description box and you're going to purchase that Canva course. You're going to purchase the Canva course. The Canva course is really cheap. It's only $5, and I email it to people sometimes immediately or at least by the end of the day. You know, I put 24-hour turnaround just in case things get kind of busy, but you know, I'm normally sending it out pretty quick. It teaches you how to take the labels and make and create your own labels, transfer them on to online labels, Avery, sheet labels, or whatever application you're using. And that's another thing. So just go ahead. If you can't do that, if that's something that you're not skilled at, it is all right. Because I'm going to show you guys one of my pictures. And that is a picture of my lovely Canva course, and on that is the paint can. As you can see, that's the paint can, and that's basically like, you know, a paint can that I made. And yeah, I made that, and that was pretty cool. So, I'm going to something that I have. Okay, all right. So this, let's just say this. We're gonna take this right here. I don't know. It's so much lighting in here. It's really hard to see it. This is basically white, and it got like sprinkles and confetti in each corner. If I wanted to just change this up, I would just change it to blue, but I would still keep the sprinkles and confetti in each corner, and or I would make it just pink instead of white, or I would make it orange. But as you can see, I would keep the same scheme going through the whole thing. And this was created on Canva, so that's why, you know, you definitely need to get that Canva course. Okay, so the next thing I want you to see is, so we talked about the labels. What was that? 1, 2. First we talked about the labels. No. First we talked about the lighting. Then we talked about the replica surface. 3, we talked about the labels. Now we're going to talk about the jars. We are going to be consistent with our vessels. Yes, we are going to be very consistent with our vessels. We do not need to order vessels from 90 different places. You need to figure out what you are going to use on your website. I have things on my website that I'm deleting. I have a pan on there. I'm taking that pan off, and I probably introduced this teacup line because it's so cool. You need to make sure that you're not just trusting going in Dollar Tree, getting, you know, just jars out of Dollar Tree, because there is a real shortage going on. If you cannot get it online, do not start putting everything. I remember I was just going into Goodwill, picking up just any kind of vessel, putting it on my website. You know, no, keep the same vessels. Like, make sure your vessels are consistent. And one more thing I want to say before I get into the next thing. Vessels are important. Don't expect to have, like, now you got 99 people using one type of jar. You're like, everybody is using a square jar. You know, what separates you from them people? You know, like, if you go to a pop-up shop, you're going to see everybody is using those Dollar Tree square jars. So what is it so different about yours? Like, why must I buy yours? What is so special about yours? Like, what separates yours from everybody else? That's something I want you to think about. You know, so it could be the labeling. You could have something really cool, because I'm going to really bring some cool stuff into the studio tomorrow. You can have something really cool, really awesome, and they want to buy it from you because they're like, I like his packaging. It is so nice. So that's important. That is so important. Make sure you be consistent with your jars. Like, if I use the salsa and I go to a reputable supplier, like I go to Flaming Candle, because I know they're always in stock. So I get the 9-ounce salsa. I got the 16-ounce salsa from another site. I have the rocker glass. Those are my 3 vessels. Those are the only 3 vessels that I use. So when I'm making stuff, those are the only 3 that I use. So when I introduce this on my site, I'm going to have a whole lot. As you can see, I'm starting out, look, I got about 6 to put on my site. So that makes all the difference. Like when people see something that is consistent, they're like, oh, okay, I like that. She added those teacups to her line. You know, she added so-and-so. It's not just one teacup, one salsa, one this, one that. Oh, a metal pen. Oh, I got pie pen. Oh, yeah, this is a Sunday thing. You know, we have to make sure. Or you got the flint jar. You got the what is it? The double three wick container. You know, you got to be consistent with what you want to do. Like you have to make up your mind and think about it. Sit back, build your brand in your heart. Build it in your heart and then let it out your heart. Okay. One thing I tell people is, you know, they be like, oh, my daughter, you know, my daughter doing this for me. Your daughter. If you got pregnant with a baby because your daughter carried a baby, your vision is your baby. Only you can birth that out. You can't expect people to make your logo and it's perfect. No, it's your vision. You know what it want. You know what you want. You want that logo to look like. So you basically go with them step by step and be like, don't let nobody just give you a logo because that's not your heart. Okay. All right. Girl, listen, we are going to talk about some stuff on here. Yes, because I want to make sure that you are all the way right. Now, the next thing we're going to say is I want you to write this stuff down. I want you to go and get a nice website. Do not just get a website from anywhere just because they having a sale. You need to make sure that that provider, that, you know, that platform has a template that fits your brand. Because you may not be like me. I built my website from scratch. Nobody built that website for me. I didn't go to Shopify. I didn't go to Weebly. I didn't go to any of those sites. I didn't go to Big Cartel for it. I built my site from scratch. And that's what I want you to know. Like, I'm not telling you to go build yours from scratch. No, I went to WordPress. You can go to Shopify. Shopify has beautiful templates. They have already stuff. All you got to go in there, just get it on, just put your little stuff on it and just keep it moving. You could go to Weebly. Like, you have to search, like, get you a free trial first. That way you can search and see what they have before you get in it, because you don't want to get in it and you like clicking, like, you like, I don't like nothing on here. Oh my God. Like, what am I going to do? I already paid for a whole year. You don't want that. You want to make sure that they have exactly what you are looking for, that they had your brand in mind when they were creating it. Okay? I don't even know if we're on number 5. I'm gonna just call it number 5, number 6. Make sure you go and get a very nice logo. If you do not know how to make logos, go on Etsy. They have logos that you can buy. Those logos are $5, $10, $15. I've never paid more than $10. I remember when I went on Etsy, I got my first logo and I paid $10 for it. I was all on Fiverr. I was on all of these different sites trying to get logos, and people was making me the ugliest logos. I went on there. One thing I like about Etsy, you tell them you want to change the color in the background, they change it, they alter it, they make it to your liking. So I do like that. You pay $10, not $100. Most time when people are starting out, you're just starting out, you don't have that kind of money. You don't have $200 for a logo. Go on there and just look through their logos. Put product logos and it will all come out. And that's important. Don't go and get this stupid long name for your business. Be very like smart. Mine's is Diamond Shine Soap. It's not so-and-so incorporated PPP RRR. You know, like it's not long. Like, you need to make sure, because when you build that website, you need to be able to have people go to your website off of your brain. They don't want to keep Brittany's Beach Cleaning LLC candlemaking.com. No, Diamond Shine Soap. What is her name? Diamond. Oh yeah, it's Diamond Shine Soap. That's the name of her business. So that's what it is. So you need to make sure that you have a business name that's really short, really easy to remember, and a logo. You know, you don't have to put your husband, your brother, and all that. Everybody in the my uncle that passed away. So you got his whole name, and I'm sure he's looking back and like, baby, get you a nice, short, cute name and make it work. You know what I'm saying? You could use a little bit of his name, but don't just go put Ronald, Robert, Rodriguez, Brown Candles. You know, make it simplified. Make it make sense. So that's another thing. Like, make sure you go and get a very good logo as you go into the candle making industry and you become great and successful. Make sure that you are trademarking your things, because somebody can come along. Let's say you go viral overnight. Somebody can easily go and take your name, and this could be number 7. Make sure you get trademarked. You know, somebody can go and steal your name and steal everything that you built. You know, when I remember I was talking to a young lady and she was telling me like, hey, you know, make sure you go and get trademarked. And I'm like, you know, why do I need to get trademarked? Why is that important? Because it was like, you know, I was building a YouTube, I was getting subscribers, I was, you know, my website getting a whole lot of traffic. All somebody has to do is just go search your name on the trademark website, because there are people who are literally out here and their main assignment is to steal, just like the devil, steal and destroy. So they will go and they look and they steal people businesses. There was a young lady who launched her business on Facebook. She basically put a post, was talking about how hard that pandemic hit her business. Long story short, it went viral. The community started buying up her stuff, and guess what? Somebody went and searched and seen that she was not trademarked, and they stole everything that she had. Good thing about that story is she went back and cried out, and things began to go in the right direction. So she still got her stuff back. But either way around, guys, don't let that be you, because there are people who are literally out here scalping out small businesses that are just like you, that go viral overnight just to steal everything that you work hard for, everything that you built. Protect yourself, okay? Another thing is, guys, I wanted to mention to you, you may not be selling candles because you may be in the wrong place, okay? So this is something that we all needed to learn. Like, when I first started making my candles, guys, I was all over Facebook posting all day, and I made a few sales, but it was not enough to make me a work at home type of girl. It was not enough to take me off of my job. I still had to work. I still had to clean and do things that I did not want to do. My passion was skincare and candle making, and that's what I wanted to do. So I had to go ahead and figure out what was my platform. Your platform may not be Instagram. Your platform may not be Facebook. If you find out, if the shoe don't fit or the glove don't fit, you must have quit. In the words of this is an O.J. Simpson type of word right there. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. If you are busy letting your net down on Facebook, and every time you let your net down, you don't catch any fish, it's time to get out of that sea. If you are Instagram and you constantly paying for ads, because that's another thing, people do Facebook ads. Let me tell you something. I get a lot of Facebook ads coming down my timeline because everything is about candles, so they think I'm trying to buy candles. And some of these Facebook ads be so ugly. I'll be like, oh my God, why are you wasting your money? And this is your presentation. It look horrible. And so this is what I want to say in that. Make sure that if you putting money out there for advertisement, everything looks good. You got good quality. You got good labels, everything, the lighting. You have to be very strategic when you're paying for advertisement, because you will end up wasting a lot of money. Some people go on SD and they do really phenomenally good. They do so well on SD. But you may go on SD and not sell one candle. And you like, you know, what can I do? One thing I did learn about SD is this. If you go and start getting your family and friends to buy on there and leave reviews, people are all about reviews on there. Like, people buy just for they like, hold on, I ain't gonna buy that if them reviews ain't right. You know, so you need to make sure that your reviews are on point. Like, get people to start buying your stuff. Like, auntie, buy this candle from me. So-and-so, buy this candle from me. And go on there and leave a review. Another thing is, I usually do something called a thank you card. Put a thank you card in there. Take your time out and handwrite a thank you card. I did have some thank you cards over here, but I don't know what I did with them. Anyway, take your time out and put a thank you card in there. What I usually do for a thank you card, like just like these, I use cardstock paper. And so I go and I design it on Canva. That's why you need to make sure you have a Canva. Make sure you have a Canva subscription for $12.99. $12.99 will get your life all the way together. $12.99. So I go in there and I look up thank you cards. I look up birthday cards, because I'm about to do some wax melts, and it's going to have like that kind of staple. You'll see it when I do it. But what I was about to say to you is this. when you get that Canva, you can go in there, you can design that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, put a thank you card in there, write something on the back. Hey, I really appreciate your order. If you come back again, you leave me a good review. This is the code. You get 20% off your next order. And they are excited because they like, oh my God, not only do I have a good candle, not only do I have some good wax melts, but I get to save some money and get it again. So that brings people back. Like, if you give them a code, oh my God, they're coming back to your site. Oh my God, they're coming back to your Etsy. So it may not be Facebook. You may just be the person that go on TikTok and learn the algorithm of TikTok, and you'll go viral. You know, or you might just be the person, just like the girl that went on there with her cow. She had cow, she had the bowls, the dough bowls, and she put it on there, and she went viral and sold out of her candles, and everybody know her as the cow dough bowl girl. And it, sure, after she went viral, everybody want to be pouring the cow stuff, and they can't. No, she was the original creator, so everybody goes to the original. Okay, just because she did it and she went viral don't mean that you need to do it. We don't need to just be looking around at everybody's stuff thinking that this is what's going to work for us. This is why you're wasting so much money, because you're spending time with these looking eyes, looking around at everybody else's stuff. You have to stop and start looking at your own creations, perfecting what you have. Okay, perfect what you have. So let me tell you this. I'm gonna leave these eyes up because y'all need to see this. Let me tell you this. Don't be feeling bad. Don't beat yourself up. You know, if you're not getting sales, you might just be the person that go on the marketplace. You might just go on the marketplace. You might go on the marketplace and you do really good. You might just be that person that go on, you know, every Saturday. You might do those pop-up shops, the vendor markets, the flea markets. You can go on Eventbrite and you can begin to go in there and look and see who's doing it in your city and things like that. You might be that person. You know, go ahead on there and get what you gotta get. Go ahead and sign up and go out there and try it. I would never tell people not to try it. Go out there and try it, because that just might be the place where you sell out of all your stuff. You may not be made for the internet. Do not quit on your candles if you do not know where your target market is. If you can't sell candles, you come to me, you come to the people in the group, and you ask people for their opinion. What I notice about people who ask for opinion, they want to know the truth. They like, look, you need to just tell me. Don't go on that post up like, oh, it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No, girl, you need to start fixing them wrinkle labels. No, girl, you need to take your stuff off that ugly, musty red carpet. You know, you need to tell people the truth and you know, if they asking for opinions, be like, hey, I know I can kind of see what may hinder your sales. You know, it be nice, of course. You know, it just might be that carpet that you're using, or, you know, this could possibly be a hindrance to your sale. Just go ahead and just straighten that label out. Everything looks good. Your pictures are beautiful. This could possibly be a hindrance to your sale. It's the lighting. There's a number of variables why you may not be selling. Find your target audience. It may not be on the internet. So go ahead to those vendor booth things and flea markets and pop-up shops. Spend that little bit of money and get in there and see. Because sometimes people they see my candles on the internet and they're like, oh my God, these are so beautiful. But it's that initial, oh my God, this is peach. Oh, I could just smell the peaches. It smells so good. It reminds me of summertime. Oh my God. And then they see like this one and they like, oh my God, apple cinnamon. Oh, girl, how much is this? Oh, that one, you know what? This one is 20, but you know what? I could do 17 for you, since you just really love that candle. Be willing to mark something down. You should always shop cheap. Like me, I try to go in these stash groups. I try to do everything to save money. I buy stuff in gallons. I do all of these things to save money. That way I can make my candles low. It normally costs me $2 to make a candle. $3 at the most. That's as much as it should cost anybody to make a candle. So if I'm selling it at 17, I'm going to profit greatly off of that. People like, oh, you're selling yourself short, or no. You know, I know how much my stuff costs to make, so I can't get in the group and be like, oh, you know, like you don't value your stuff. You know, that's why I see people do. No, you don't know what people cost. You don't know what their cost is. You know, try to save on shipping. Like, find unique ways to get your supplies. You know, this is another way that you can stay in business. Like, I normally buy like a lot of stuff secondhand. I do. I really do. So we went over the labels. We went over the jars. We went over the website. We went over the logo. We went over the media presence. We went over all of these wonderful things, guys. I hope this video was good for you. I hope you was able to glean so much from it. I'm going to place some things in the description box. If you really want to up your brand and you want to go inside Diamond Shine University and grab some of those videos so you can be able to go through some training and things like that. I have WIC videos. I have a WIC session coming up soon. I have coaching sessions where you can talk to me about what your problem is, and me and you can have, like, you know, that time to talk, because there's a lot of people. I'm here to help, guys. We are going to sell out of our candles, and this is the year where we will see great things in our business if we stay in that right place. Okay, we got to stay in the right place. Like me, I'm like, God, I'm going to stay in the right place with you, because I want to sell my candles and I want to do a wonderful job. I want to do even better than what I did in 2021. Guys, so hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and like this video, and we will see you. I will see you back again soon.